We'll start with the prayers. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. In the beginning, I would like to congratulate each one of you who have decided to join this Bhagavad Gita course. This is a course which will run for about 2 years. I had taken this course, the same 2-year course, in 2022, and it lasted for about 2 years. This time, I'm planning to take the same course, but with some additions of Shankaracharya's Bhashyam. As you all know, Shankaracharya has written commentaries for Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and also Brahma Sutra. For all students who are keen to understand these three texts, Shankara Bhashyam becomes extremely important. Even though it is important, generally it is not taught because it takes a very, very long time to teach the Bhashyam. If I were to teach the Bhashyam for the entire 18 chapters, it will take 10 years. And I'm sure nobody of you will probably remain in that mood to learn Bhagavad Gita for 10 years continuously. Recently, I have started learning the Bhashyam myself. I have started preparing some notes, and which I would like to share with you when the occasion comes. My plan is to take the first chapter verse by verse, which will be a general introduction for the Bhagavad Gita itself. The second chapter, I would like to do Shankara Bhashyam, which starts from verse number 11 of the second chapter. The second chapter is the foundation of Bhagavad Gita. It is extremely important for all the seekers to understand the second chapter very well. If you know that chapter, then you can understand all other chapters, including the chapters 14, 15, because 13, 14, 15 is an explanation of the second chapter from verse number 12 to 25. So this is, and after second chapter, depending on the interest of the students and my own preparation for the notes, I will then decide about to continue the Bhashyam, or probably we take verse by verse on the Moolam basis. So in the beginning, let us start today with the Dhyana Sloka for Bhagavad Gita. What is Dhyana Sloka? Now this Dhyana Sloka has been chanted by Mrs. Vijaya Ghosala, who is one of the seekers from Texas in the US. She has chanted this for 11 minutes, and she is the one who is chanting all verses in my classes. She has done it for the last 4 or 5 years, and she has chanted Mandukya Upanishad and so many other texts which I have taken. And she is the one who has agreed to chant, and she has chanted already the first chapter for us and the second chapter. So she will be chanting and all the verses. When we come to the study of Veda, before I go to the Dhyana Slokas, I want to give you a little bit of background as to what are we studying. All of us know Veda is extremely popular in India and also in some parts of the world where people are interested to know about these scriptures. In Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, he has devoted uh, a very big portion of the commentary on understanding what is the significance of Veda Purva portion and Veda Anta portion. When you study the Bhashyam, if you have the Bhashyam text with you, Shankaracharya's text, you will see that initially there is an introduction to Bhagavad Gita, and he starts the Bhagavad Gita commentary from verse number 11 of the second chapter. For the first chapter, he has not written verse by verse commentary. Now, in his introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, if you take my notes of the Bhashyam, there are about 400 pages, 400 slides, you can say, which is an introduction to Veda Purva and Veda. I just want to give you a little bit of introduction to these two portions, and then we will go a little bit more in detail. Veda Purva means what is there in the beginning of Veda. And in Sanskrit, it is called as Karma Khandam, a section which deals with karmas. Karma means what? Rituals. What Shankaracharya says is there are 41 samskaras, rituals which are meant for grihasthas. The details of those rituals are given in Karma Khandam. It's a very big portion of the Veda, which is much more bulkier than the end portion, which is called as Veda Anta. What is the purpose of Karma Khandam? Primarily, Shankaracharya's view is the Karma Khandam with 41 samskaras helps us to prepare our mind for studying the Veda Anta portion. It helps us to prepare for two sadhanas. The first sadhana is called as Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means we do all our activities, we do duties, like we do. But the attitude with which you do these activities is different. What is the attitude? The attitude is I am doing all my activities, whether it is laukikam, which is worldly activities, or which is shastriya activities, rituals. What is the attitude you have? I am doing these activities for chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi means purity of the mind. All of us have got mind. This mind which we have, according to the Shastra, is Prakrita mind. That means it is a born five subtle elements, and it has got doshas, deficiencies, like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, desires, anger, jealousy. These are all obstacles for us to understand the Veda, which is the Vedanta portion. So, what Shankaracharya says is the first portion, which is the Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga, is meant to purify our mind. Once our mind is purified, then what happens? The Jnanam will be efficient. In the second portion of the in the Karma Veda Purva portion, it is called as Upasana Yoga. So one is Karma Yoga for Chitta Shuddhi. The second is Chitta Ekagrata. I'm using some Sanskrit terms because I have to use them to make you understand the significance behind these words. Chitta Ekagrata means concentration of the mind. Normally, how is our mind? It is disturbed. It is shallow. It is jumping from one thought to another thought continuously throughout the day. If I want to focus on one mantra for japa, I'm able to do it. So, what will make me a fit student to study the Veda Anta portion? It is Upasana Yoga. Upasana Yoga we will discuss in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Karma Yoga we will discuss in chapter 3, 4, 5. So this is one part of Veda. The second part of Veda is called as Veda Anta. Antaha means end portion of Veda. And that is called as Jnana Khandam. Khandam means section. This is a very, very interesting portion of the Veda. There are several scholars in India as well as in many countries, right from Max Miller, and so many people have, Aurobindo, so many people have studied the Shastras. Their primary understanding is to understand the Veda Anta portion. Veda Anta portion deals with the science of the self. Veda Purva portion, I told you what this. It prepares my mind. But then what is the subject matter of Veda Anta portion, which is generally taught in Upanishads? The subject matter is, who am I? To understand who am I, that means I am this body, everybody knows. But to understand this who am I, the Veda gives you a solution. It is in a coded form. It is not easy to understand. It is written in code form. Tattvamasi. Tat means your real nature, which is called as Atma. Tvam means you are that Atma. This self is Atma. I am Atma Brahma. These are all the sentences they are called as Mahavakyas. All the Mahavakyas are coded, potentially very powerful words to unravel those words, commentaries are written. That is why we have bhashyam. Bhashyam means commentary. So this is a broad classification. I can speak on Veda Purva, Veda Anta for 2-3 hours, but I will not do it at stage. Slowly, as we learn the Bhagavad Gita, you will learn the Veda in a very detailed way. Next point to understand is, I want to know who I am. I want to know what is this world. I want to know who created this world. See, this is a mystery. I don't know myself. I don't know the world. I don't know who created the world also. To know answers to these three questions, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. The teachers of Veda, they tell us, you must study Prasthana Trayam. Prasthana Trayam means three texts. The first, they say, is Bhagavad Gita. The second is Upanishads. And the third is Brahma Sutra. As you study these three texts, you will find the level of knowledge keeps growing in each of these texts. When I wanted to start this Bhagavad Gita class about 6 months ago or last year, I said, let me first teach two primary texts, which I taught many people who are there today. You might have attended those talks. The first text is Tattva Bodha, and the second text is Atma Bodha. For those of you who have not studied these two texts, you can go to my website, you can get the notes and the videos, or you can write to us. If you have not got the videos, if you want to have the videos directly from us, we will send you the videos of those classes. It is extremely important at least to do Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is the technical language which is used in the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and Brahma Sutra. For example, we will discuss Mula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram. Now, what is these three? If you come directly to Bhagavad Gita, you may find it difficult, but of course, I'll make it as simple as possible. But it will be very helpful if you are able to study Tattva Bodha and Atma Bodha while studying the Bhagavad Gita if you have not studied before. If you have studied before, there's no problem. There are many who are attending these sessions, both online and offline, and they some of them are masters of this text themselves, but still they come back because they say that once you keep on studying Bhagavad Gita 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, then only you start getting the real of the Gita or Upanishads or Brahma Sutra. So there are several people who have been attending my sessions for the last 10 years. I've been taking sessions on many texts, including I finished all the Upanishads except Mandukya, which I'm doing now on Sundays. And I'm starting the fourth chapter of Mandukya, which is it's an excellent chapter. For those who are interested to know Upanishads, just a glimpse of it, you can attend my session tomorrow. Same Zoom can be used. And you can join the WhatsApp group so that you get periodic feedback of the videos. So Bhagavad Gita is the first text. Upanishads is a higher level. So what is the first text? Tato Bodha. Second text is Atma Bodha. Third text is Bhagavad Gita. Fourth is Upanishads. And the last one is Brahma Sutra. I plan to start taking. I have taken some Brahma Sutra sessions about 10 years ago, and I will be doing that again a little later. Brahma Sutra will connect the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita with the real nature of myself. Whatever I have studied in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, Brahma Sutra will tie it up all together. And it will give you the vision of the whole universe. Very, very interesting portion for those who have studied Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. You not directly Brahma Sutra because it's a very, very difficult text to study. And when I take it, I'll be taking with Shankara Bhashyam. Brahma Sutra is the final leap into your nature. Final leap. You have studied Upanishads, you have studied Gita, very good. But still there will be some doubt, some obstacles by which you may not have got exactly the essence which the Upanishads wants to tell you about yourself. And I find the study of Brahma Sutra very, very interesting and very important for the final leap into understanding your own nature, which is extremely important for a serious seeker. Okay, what is the process of this study or self-realization? These are some of the introductory notes which I have made before we go into the Dhyana Sloka so that you are able to understand basics. See, when we start the study in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the teacher tells the student there are three processes involved in the study of Atma. First is called as Shravanam, the second is called as Mananam, and the third is called as Nididhyasanam. What is Shravanam? Shravanam is first listening to the scriptures, like you are doing now. Listening to Bhagavad Gita, listening to about 10 Upanishads. These are basically called as Shravanam. Listen to some guru. You need not attend my sessions, but you can go to any guru. The second one is called as Mananam. Mananam means churning your mind on the ideas of the Bhagavad Gita, which I would like all of you to do when we study the Bhagavad Gita. One or 2 points, you take it up and then you try to contemplate on those ideas. It is called as reflecting on those what you have studied, Shravana. The last process of this study is called as Nididhyasanam. A guru can help you in Shravanam and Mananam, but in Nididhyasanam, it is your own effort. Because ultimately, there is some transformation which your mind has to do. Your mind has to own up whatever Bhagavad Gita is teaching you. You will get an idea of this when we study the verses in chapter 2. Bhagavad Gita says you are Atma. Now you are saying I am this body. Bhagavad Gita says as Atma you are never born. But in your mind you have the notion I was born on so and so date. How to change this notion from Jiva Bhava to Brahma Bhava is the process called Nididhyasa. Normally, what do we say? For general people who have never studied any scriptures, they will say, I am Sthula Sharidam. I am this gross body. I was born on so and so date, and then, I am doing so many things in life. I am the doer of actions, and so on. Most people who have never come to the Shastra will not progress from the first level to the second. The second level is called as Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira, as taught in the Tattva Bodha, consists of 17 portions. It is the Prana Tattvam, the Antakarnatvam, the Jnana Indriyas, and the Karmendriyas. That is the Sukshma portion, which you will study in Tattva Bodha. Karana Shariram is still more deeper. When you come to Karana Shariram, you will understand Karana Shariram when you study the Upanishads in detail, especially the Mandukya Upanishad, the causal body. In Tattva Bodha, we learn, yes, there is the third Shariram. But what is that third Shariram? What is that nature of the third Shariram? Body is the body in which I am in my sleep state. What is sleep state? Sleep state is ajnana. I don't know anything about the world, about myself, about the creator. Nothing is there. It is an unmanifest condition. But I am there in the sleep state. That is called as Karana Shariram. It is a potential state. It is also called as Prakriti or nature, unmanifest. That is Karana Shariram. Then comes the fourth level. It is called as Chidabhasa and Chit. The last is the Chit portion. I will not go into these right now, but as we study the second chapter, I will explain to you what is Chidabhasa and Chit. A short introduction to Gita. Gita is called as Khandatrayam. Now we have finished Veda Purva Bhaga, Veda Bhaga, Karmakanda, Jnana Kanda, those are all over. Now coming in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita consists of 18 chapters. Broadly, the commentators have said that it is explaining Tattvamasi, the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. The first 6 chapters mainly is called as Karma Kanda, is dealing with the I, the body, the 3 sharirams. Who am I? And so the primary focus is Twampada. Twampada means I, the self. Then the second portion, chapters 7 to 12, is Upasana Kanda. That means it is the Tatpada. Tatpada means what? Tat means Ishvara. It will discuss about Ishvara, who is Lord Krishna. It will talk about Vibhutis in the 10th chapter, 11th chapter, and so on, and the nature of Ishvara, and so on from 7 to 12. From 13 to 18 is Atma Jnanam or Jnana Khandam. In Tat Tvam Asi, we have said Tvam is first to 1 to 6. Tat is 7 to 12. And 13 to 18 is Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that Atma. And here, when you study the entire portion, the second chapter gives you an introduction to all the areas. It will tell you about karma yoga and jnana yoga. Very beautiful section comes in that second chapter. Then in the 13, 14 and 15, three chapters, the jnana portion is beautifully described. So, four chapters are extremely important for serious seekers who want to know who am I. What are the four chapters? Number 2, number 13, 14, 15. So, in these four chapters, I will try to cover as much as possible Shankara Bhashyam. If there is interest in the group which is now gathered to learn the Bhagavad Gita, if there is some interest, I will check with you at the end of first chapter. I will check with you. Are you interested to study the Bhashyam, or are you interested to just study the Moolam? Moolam means what? Just the verse meaning without any Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, Shankaracharya's commentary. Because commentary takes a lot of time. For one verse, you may require 3 classes. But anyway, I'll explain to you when that time comes. In chapter 1 to 6, Karma and Atman means Thwam, which is you. 7 to 12, devotion to Lord, the Tatpada, the the fullness of the Lord, the blissful nature of the Lord is described, which is called as Ishvara Swarupa. 13 to 18 is the Asi portion, which means it will tell you the nature of Jivatma and the nature of Paramatma are one and the same. Ultimately, this is our goal. There is a sense of oneness or identity, which is called as Aikyam in Sanskrit. There is an identity between Lord and myself. There is one common identity. What is the common identity? We both are Chaitanya Swarupam. The nature of consciousness, the nature of existence, and the nature of bliss. That is what is common between Jivatma and Paramatma. There are several uncommon features. Paramatma is very big. He is very powerful. As a Jivatma, I have a small body, finite body. But how to understand? Even my sense organs will tell me that there is no equality between Jivatma and Paramatma, but that is a portion which is a very, very subtle portion of Bhagavad Gita. Many people they want to miss that, but many people are also there who want to see only those portion in very big detail. We'll see how it goes. Now we come to Dhyana Sloka. What is Dhyana Sloka? Dhyana Sloka is not a part of the Bhagavad Gita. It is composed by a rishi called Madhusudana Saraswati. He's an acharya who has studied the Bhagavad Gita and who has written the Dhyana Slokas for the seekers to develop bhakti or devotion for the study of Bhagavad Gita. to make my mind ready. Okay, you have studied Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, but if you can study the Dhyana Slokas, it is invocation. It connects my mind with God to the highest reality for the sacred work of the studying the Bhagavad Gita. You see, this entire study of Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual study. It can be taken up by anybody. When the call comes, you will come. How you come, I don't know. People from Japan come to India, they study the same shlokas what we will be studying. We don't know. There are so many people from so many different countries. They just come. They want to study, but how they come? How? Because their mind is already prepared. Because of the vasanas, they are ready. Let's start now with the first shloka, which is I will quickly run through these shlokas today, and next week probably we'll start the actual first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I will first play Vijaya's chanting for this verse, which I will do for every verse.
Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Puranamunina Vyasena Gratitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam anusandadhami Ambatvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim.
Beautiful chanting by Vijaya. And I will give you the gist of these 9 slokas. If you want to study, there are several notes available in the website in different other websites. You can study, but I will give you a brief commentary on these verses. The first thing which he starts is Om. Om is single syllable, which is expanded in Mandukya Upanishad. All those who are understanding, who are learning Mandukya, they know the significance of this word Om. Om is a symbol of God. Om is a symbol of the ultimate reality which I want to reach. Om means my true self. There are so many meanings which can be given to Om. It's a very, very powerful word. It is an extremely powerful syllable to meditate on the ultimate essence of this entire universe. With any name, what happens? An association comes between your mind and the object. For example, a child is born in a family. What is the first ceremony which is taken up the first samskara, naming ceremony. We give the child a name because you associate that name with the child. So similarly, Om is the first name when we want to invoke God in our hearts, when we want to understand that nature. What is that nature? By chanting the word Om and then remaining silent, again by chanting Om and again remaining silent, you will understand the truth. There's a very deep meditation on Om. My website, more than 200 meditations are there. One can go through them. Or if you attend Sunday classes, you will have meditation sessions. The first verse talks about the nature of Gita in all the facets. Para means one who chooses God, one who wants to know God. In Bhagavad Gita, when we discuss the first chapter, you will talk about Arjuna and Duryodhana. Arjuna chooses Lord Krishna to be with him in the battlefield. Duryodhana wanted the whole army of Krishna, but Krishna never went to him. So who gets this knowledge of the reality? One who opens up to the Lord, one who asks for this knowledge will get this knowledge. Pratibodhitam. Arjuna asked again and again, Lord Krishna, teach me. I am your student. Shishyaste ham swadimam prapannam. See, in the first chapter, Arjuna becomes a student. And he says, okay, oh Lord, I am your Shishya, teach me what I should do because my mind is extremely confused. So when the call comes to oneself, then what happens? One comes to the study of Bhagavad Gita. In the second chapter, in the 7th verse, the Lord says, Arjuna says that my mind is confused. Tell me exactly what I should do now. It is very similar to all of us. We are all very confused in life. We need to come to Bhagavad Gita to understand what I should do, what I should not do. So we need to surrender like Arjuna. Bhagavata Narayana Naswayam. Narana means human being. Ayana means abode. Who is Narayana? Narayana means he is the abode of all the human beings. You and I, we will not know what is that abode till we study that Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads or Brahma Sutra. But what Madhusudana Saraswati says is, he is the ultimate substratum for all human beings, the entire humanity, whether you know it or not. This is the 11th verse of the second chapter from where Shankaracharya writes the commentary, where he says, Arjuna, you are grieving over something which should not be grieved about. And then in the 70th verse, he talks about the nature of Atma, which is Apuryamanam, which is limitless. So what was taught to Arjuna by Bhagavan was heard by another person called Sanjaya, who, anyway, this story will come when we study the first chapter, but just a beginning. Veda Vyasa is the name of the author of Bhagavad Gita, who composed the Bhagavad Gita. He also composed 18 Puranas, like Skanda Purana, and also minor Puranas, 18 minor Puranas, 18 major Puranas, then Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, they're all by Vyasa. Where did he present this? He presented this in a setting called Mahabharata. See, Mahabharata is a text, it is a itihasa. Itihasa means it is a historical text running into several thousands of pages. Bhagavad Gita is a portion of that Mahabharata. Normally, we have four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana. But Mahabharata is considered as the fifth Veda because it also gives the same message of what is conveyed in the four Vedas, but in a story form. The jewel of all these Upanishads is Bhagavad Gita. 18 chapters are there in Mahabharata. Gita comes right in the center. In the 25th chapter, the 42nd section of Mahabharata, it is the geometric center of the entire text called Mahabharata. Now, what's content of the total Mahabharatam or Upanishads? It is the showering or the nectar of Advaitam. Advaita means what? There is one reality alone. In this entire universe, we find that several jivas are there. But the jivas, what we see as pratyaksha, is not the real truth. There is one truth, which is called as Advaita Atma. Now, that is the central teaching of all the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Earlier, I told you about Tattvamasi. There are other Mahavakyas, great statements in the Upanishads, which is called as I am Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. For those who have studied Upanishads before, just it will ring you a bell. You know, what we are studying the Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Upanishads itself, which is Advaita. For example, tomorrow in Mandukya, I'll be talking about Advaitam in a very, very detailed portion. Advaita means duality. Advaita means what? A natural sense of duality. I am this body-mind complex. I am experiencing. I am the subject. The world is the object. There is a difference between subject and object that is called as Dvaitam in Sanskrit. Dvaitam means two. Subject is one, object is the other. Advaitam is something which you will learn in the Bhagavad Gita, which is what is the nature of all of us. What is that nature we will study? And that is called as the substratum for the entire universe. What is life which we enjoy? It is just running after some objects called raga and running away from certain objects which is called as dvesha. And this raga and dvesha, it causes fear in us, it causes insecurity in us, it causes desires in us, incompleteness in us. And it takes me away from my own real nature. All solutions to problems, they come only when there is joy. When there is no division, there is joy. So establishing this oneness is the solution given in our Shastra. Today we are in ignorance, but removing that ignorance is the solution for all our problems. This knowledge of oneness is covered in the Bhagavad Gita in 18 chapters, in 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas, 18 chapters of the Mahabharata, and the Gita also has 18. Some commentator wanted to know why is this 18 so important for Veda Vyasa? And one commentator says the word 18 Ashtadasha, he says that it means success, victory, fulfillment, completion. Then what does Madhusudana Saraswati say? He says, like a mother who corrects the mistakes of a child, Lord Krishna will help us to change our mind. I keep remembering the thoughts of this Bhagavad Gita again and again so that ultimately I find peace in myself. The realm of changes is called as samsara. Anytime you have a change, it leads to sorrow. Change means incompleteness. And what is the solution for samsara? The solution for samsara is jnana. Through this study of Bhagavad Gita, I get the jnanam which is required for me to get rid of samsara. The details of what is samsara we will be doing in the first chapter. In the some commentators of this Madhusudana Saraswati Dhyana Sloka, they say that in the first uh, verse which we are studying of this Dhyana Sloka, it gives us Anubandha Chatushtayam. Anubandha Chatushtayam is slightly technical. I will just explain to you briefly. We have touched upon this in our Tattvabodha class. Who is an adhikari to study Bhagavad Gita? It should be a student like Arjuna. What is the Vishaya subject matter in Bhagavad Gita? It is the knowledge of the self. What is the sambandha between the subject and the adhikari? The subject and adhikari, the subject and the adhikari are connected. There is a Vishaya and there is a sambandha between the student and the subject matter. That also is one of the aspects of the first verse. That is all that is why I said that these are some aspects of the first verse. We are not going to very big detail. The last portion is prayojanam. Anytime you study any text, whether it is in the Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra, you have to go through these four aspects of the text. Is it relevant for me? If I am not interested in moksha or freedom from samsara, Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad is not going to be relevant for me. So there is a relationship between what I'm seeking and what I'm studying. And what is the benefit of the study of Bhagavad Gita? The benefit is my limitations will come down. My limitations of understanding myself. Today, I understand I am a very, very small, insignificant living being in this entire universe. Bhagavad Gita will transform that vision into something very, very different. That is the benefit of the study of Advaitam. Second verse.
नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः.
So here, Madhusudana Saraswati is glorifying author of Bhagavad Gita. And he has got a way of describing him, and he says, he is the one, what is the most important is, he lights the lamp of knowledge filled with the Mahabharata oil. Mahabharata oil means whatever is happening in Mahabharata, through that he is trying to teach us the Atma Jnanam. You can imagine Vyasacharya sitting in your own heart in meditation. And then you can visualize his vast intelligence. Who can author this type of work of 18 chapters? This Gita is called as Smriti Grantha. And there is another called Grantha means scriptures. Shruti means Upanishad. Shruti means what has been heard by the rishis. Veda Vyasa divided the Vedas into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. He is the compiler. Vedas were existing even before Veda Vyasa's time, which is thousands of years ago. What we are studying is something which is very, very ancient knowledge. Vishala Buddhe, whatever is there in the Vedas is there in the Mahabharata, and so person who can compose Bhagavad Gita and who has composed all the 18 Puranas, what a mind he must be having. Is called Vishala Buddhe. So you meditate on the Vishala Buddhi of Veda Vyasa and Pulla Aravinda Ayatapatra Netra means eyes which are like petals. His mind, radiant, and who has lit the lamp of Atma Jnanam for all of us. So here, the first salutation is to Bhagavad Gita, the text. The second salutation is to Veda Vyasa, the author. And the third salutation is to the teacher. Who is the teacher? Lord Krishna, who is teaching us. Third and fourth slokas are combined generally. Vijaya will chant both this together, and we'll also see the meanings together.
प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः गीतामृतदुहे नमः. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
See, again, this is all visualization for meditation purpose and how you can link your heart and the intellect for the study of Bhagavad Gita. In the third verse, what it's saying is the entire Upanishad is nothing but the Gita is nothing but is the essence of the Upanishads. It's a letter. It is an it is it's like the like you have the essence given by a symbol called Jnana Mudra. This Jnana Mudra is something which I will explain to you what it is in the next slide. We can use that to understand the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Who is Krishna? Krishna is a milkman who is a cowherd who has gathered all the cows. The cows are giving milk. Now, the milk is the essence of what he is, what his whole life is about. He is now similarly the essence of the teachings of Upanishads is what is there in the Bhagavad Gita. Parijata is a heavenly tree, it blesses the devotees. It fulfills the wishes of the devotees. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita blesses the seekers who study the text. What is the Jnana Mudra? Jnana Mudra is a symbol. We have studied this in Dakshinamurti Sutra, which we have done before. It gives you a very big explanation on Jnana Mudra. The thumb, we cannot lift anything without a thumb. Therefore, thumb is extremely important. What is thumb representing? It represents the essence of the universe called as Chaitanyam, consciousness, which is the enlivening factor for the gross body, subtle body, and the causal body. The three bodies are represented by the three fingers, the three fingers. The small finger and the thumb. The small finger is the jiva. The thumb represents the Paramatma. So when we are trying to drop our three sharirams and hold on ourself to the Paramatma, that means there is an aikyam, there is oneness between Jivatma and Paramatma. That aikyam is represented by this Jnana Mudra. Jnana Mudra is a symbol of dropping the waking state, dream state, sleep state, the three fingers, which is stretched out, and then understanding the oneness which is there, which is called as the Turiya Avastha, which is the ultimate substract. So Upanishads are like the cows. Lord Krishna is the one who has nourished the cows, and he has brought the essence of the Upanishads to us. Sarva Upanishado Gavo. Very important word in this entire Dhyana Sloka. All the 9 verses, you should remember one word which is very important is Sarva Upanishad Gavo. Gita sings the essence of the Upanishads, and Upanishads are the essence of the scriptures. By studying those Upanishads, I know my real nature, I know what the world is. Dogda Gopala Nandana means Krishna is the cowherd who is the uh, whose love for the cows and because that uh, the cow gets a calf, and what is the milk which we get, whether it is a brown cow or a black cow, the milk is always white. Similarly, the essence of Gita is the same for all, whoever studies it, whether you are from Africa, from China, from Japan, from Middle East, from America, whoever studies the Bhagavad Gita, he will get the same milk, which is the what does the milk represent? Milk represents the Atma Tattva, which is my real nature. See, these all help us to build uh, our enthusiasm to study the Bhagavad Gita. That is the purpose of all this Dhyana Slokas. Next sloka number 5.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्.
This is a verse which is generally chanted when we start the classes. And what does this verse say? It talks about the Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru because he taught Arjuna. And whatever was taught to Arjuna is applicable to even us today. Through Arjuna, we are the enjoyers, beneficiaries of this essence of the Upanishad conveyed to Lord Vishnu, who is the son of Tura, Devaki Putra, who is the delight of his mother, and this consciousness, which is the essence, is what it protects the people. It destroys the ignorance in us. Like uh, Krishna destroys wicked people. If you study the Mahabharata, you will know the essence of how Arjuna is a great warrior, and he has got so much of uh, so much of glories, and he is the one who goes for this knowledge, and through this knowledge, Krishna not only gives the knowledge to one person called Arjuna, but to the entire humanity. This is the essence of this verse. The next verse, number 6.
भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहने शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहने कर्णेन वेलाकुला कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्णघोरमकरा अश्वत्थाम विकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः कैवर्तकः केशवः.
Here there is a picturization of the Pandavas trying to cross the ocean with Keshava the ferryman. Keshava means the Lord, Krishna. On one bank is Bhishma, another bank is Drona, and in between there are enemies. All the names of the enemies are given. And Duryodhana is the main enemy who can suck all the Pandavas. Crocodiles are given, Makaras are Ashwatha and Vikarana. These are all just names in the Mahabharata. What you have to understand is make Lord your navigator in life. If you make him the navigator in life, that means when you follow the Veda, when you keep Veda when you keep Bhagavad Gita as like a GPS for your life, what to do, what not to do. Like in a car, when this is what I had explained in the later slide. In a car, when you're trying to reach a destination, you have a GPS. Bhagavad Gita is like the GPS. Whenever you are whenever you want to know what to do in life, if you study Bhagavad Gita, it will give you a beautiful direction. So make Lord your navigator in life, your life becomes smooth. That is the essence of the next verse.
पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट् पदैरहरहः लोके सज्जन षट् पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे.
So here again, it's a poetic way of expression. Like the bees will be attracted by the fragrance of the lotus. The seekers are also attracted by the fragrance of Bhagavad Gita. They drink the nectar, like the bees will drink the nectar of the lotus, and it will find joy in it. Similarly, Madhusudana Saraswati says, drink the nectar of the Bhagavad Gita to purify the inner imperfections. What are the inner imperfections? I've discussed that before. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. And all of them are related to Ajnana. Ajnana means what? I don't know myself. Therefore, I am suffering in the mind. Suppose I know my real nature, all these sufferings will go away. My delusion about myself and the world will go away. That is the beauty of the study of Bhagavad Gita. Next verse.
मूकं करोति वाचालं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् परमानन्दमाधवम्.
Here Madhusudana Saraswati, he says, the Vedas, Upanishads and Mahabharata or Gita, they are all sacred texts. They are very divine texts. They have a message to convey to us. As a seeker, I may feel that I am not fit for this. Here Madhusudana Saraswati says, if like a dumb person, he cannot talk. Krishna will make him an eloquent orator. Similarly, a lame person, he cannot even walk 5 steps, but Krishna can make him walk Mount Himalayas and reach the pinnacle. Here it's a promise given by Madhusudana Saraswati. Study these 18 chapters. Don't give up. Make it a resolution. In 2026, I will devote once a week, I will attend this class on Saturdays. Let us see what happens. Expose yourself to the teaching and see how it can transform. Trusting that trusting the Lord, one can bring achievements in one's life. Suppose you don't have Shraddha in the Gita, there is a problem. So have faith in this cowherd boy and come to the sessions and learn what he has to teach us. There is a very big teaching for all of us. There will be a transformation of the mind. It is the promise of Bhagavad Gita, promise of Madhusudana Saraswati, who has made the Gita and who has written these 9 shlokas for us. Ultimately, he is asking, who is this Lord Krishna? In the 9th shloka, he explains.
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः.
So here, this is the last sloka, the Dhyana Sloka. All the uh, denizens of heaven, like Indra, Varuna, Rudra, Marutaha, all they invoke these divine hymns. They sing the Sama song. They sing this songs of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads to reach what? To reach their own destination, to know who they are. Vedaihi Samagaha means Upanishad sings its glories through this Bhagavad Gita. And who are the who have got this knowledge of the Upanishads? It is the yogis, it is the siddhas. Now, the ultimate reality is given in three descriptions. One is Nityam, another is Vibhu, another is Sarvagata. These are the three words which are used to describe Lord Krishna or Atma or the ultimate reality of the universe. Nitya means what? This Atma is eternal. There is something which I don't know which is there, which is always there. Vibhu. Vibhu means it's like space which is all pervading. It is present in everything in the universe. There is nothing in the universe which is not represented by this Chaitanyam principle. Behind every object, human being, whether it is soul, whether it is jiva, behind all of them is this ultimate reality. This consciousness is taken as a deity by Madhusudana Saraswati. Devaya, I offer that deity, that consciousness, my salutations. Normally, when you study the Bhagavad Gita in the ashrams, you go to Chinmaya Mission or Arsha Vidyalaya or any other school which teaches Atma Vidya. Before studying the Bhagavad Gita, they will chant all these 9 verses to as an invocation to study the text, bring the heart and the head together in devotion. See, what they say is when your mind and the intellect are tuned together, you get the knowledge in a perfect manner. When you get the knowledge of Atma correctly as given out in the Bhagavad Gita, then the final result, which is called as moksha, will shine. What is moksha? It is freedom from sorrow, attainment of complete happiness. All of us are happy if we get something in life, small things. But is there anything by which I can get Nitya Sukham, by which I can get permanent happiness? That means after that, I will not be bothered about any happiness in the world. I am with my own Atma Surupam, which will give me the ultimate what I'm searching for in life. What Krishna recommends is we must do our duty, which is called as Swadharma. Swadharma will pave the path to moksha. We have fear like like a virus. It brings the immunities of our mind down. We get a lot of negative emotions, and then our own destruction begins. How do we fall in life? We have shoka because of moha. Because of shoka and moha, I have shoka means sorrow, moha means delusion. So, because of these two, I have fear in life. I have insecurity in life. What will happen to me tomorrow? What will happen to me, to my children? What will happen to my parents? This is a constant fear of insecurity caused by delusion, according to Lord Krishna. Because of this, we make wrong decisions, we do wrong actions in life. Always in life, we need to take right action, but we are clouded because of our delusions in life. Shoka and Moha are the enemies of dharma in society. They are the enemies. Shoka means sorrow. I'm always worried about something. I'm always thinking wrongly about my actions. I don't do my duty. Why? Because of delusions. So, Shoka and Moha are the two main obstacles which is pointed out in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. By Arjuna was a soldier, but he forgot his duty in the battlefield because of sorrow. Why did the sorrow come? We will see that in the first chapter. So, keeping the study in mind, what Gita can give us, let us start next week the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and then see what is the main message of the Gita, which is free us from our delusion, purify our mind, and the ultimate Purushartha for all of us given by the Shastra is Moksha Purushartha. Like Arjuna got freed from his sorrow by the study of Bhagavad Gita, we also can remove sorrow in life and live a free, ever flowing life. In our mind is the most important goal for all of us. We have a lot of obstacles in our mind. The best way to remove that obstacle is to remove the ignorance about our real nature, which is what we are going to study in Bhagavad Gita. With this, I will stop today's session, and I have given you the summary of these 9 slokas, which is the Dhyana Slokas. Next week, we will start the first chapter consisting of 47 verses. It's called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. And we will go verse by verse and we'll go meaning of each verse and slowly see it. Second chapter, as I told you, we will be studying Shankara Bhashya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.